Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. I notice something is amiss for some reason. Oh, I know what it is. Je comprends. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. It is Friday. Man, I'm excited. Hold on, let me do this thing. I'm trying to have it. Well, I tried that. I tried this morning, whenever I did the stream, instead of just streaming with the normal dual ingestion where there's literally two streams, I tried the whole click it. It says there'll be two streams, but I don't know how to find the other stream or see it in any way yet. So I went ahead and kicked off the regular vertical stream. So if you're a Vert fan, it's there too. So it looks like we're streaming for 3 times, I guess, maybe. We'll see. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see. I fixed my commercials. I get to test things today, and I want to try to fix this. I think I know what can fix that. I know. Let's do this. Let's see if this commercial is working today. Let's go. Ooh, which one should we try? Boop.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are ConspiraWin. ConspiraWin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. ConspiraWin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and ConspiraWin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. ConspiraWin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say, no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with ConspiraWin.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing here. Hold on. I think I fixed it. Let's see if I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. There we go, man. Did I fix it? Yeah, it's better. I haven't tweaked it. I haven't tweaked OBS in the camera. I worked really hard to make it look pretty good on the other computer, and now it looks kind of like shit. But who cares? Nobody cares. But who cares? Can't hear you, Chris. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor. Okay, audio. Boom. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? I will now communicate with you through interpretive dance. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. Gotcha. What about the perverts whores? Good morning. Yes, you perverts whores as well. I think you can. I think everything's going all right. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. How this works. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Did you all have a good week? I had a pretty good week. I'm having a hard time finding something to do with myself because, I'm between plays, and I have an audition coming up August 1st. Just kind of, but, oh yeah, I can't show you because I don't have that part of it set up. Let me see. Do I have that part of it set up? Let me think. Wait. Let's do this. Let me just see if I can do this one second. If I can do this, I'll show you something. Chris Cam. All right, so let's go here. I don't know how I'll tinker with it here in just a second. See if I can get this going. Anyway, but I'll actually put a link for you if you want to. I have got some editing done, just a tiny bit of editing done on my Julius Caesar play stuff that we did. So let me see if I can go here real quick. Yeah, there we go. Let's go here. Studio. Boop, 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 boop. If I can, I will show you a little bit of my most recent play. One of my favorite characters so far. It's a lot of fun. Hold on, let's go over here. I'm hoping you guys will be able to hear it. I may have to add the desktop audio to this one right here. Go here. Audio. Yeah. Okay. Y'all knew we were going to be doing this morning, right? Here, let's do that. Awesome sauce. Ooh, just default. Leave it at default, jackass. Okay, so we've got that. Wow, there we go. Okay, now one more thing. Don't rush me. This is highly important. What's it for? Display capture. Display capture. Select display to capture. It is going to be the left one. Okay. Can y'all see that? You can see that? No? Can't really do it on the vertical stream, though. Sorry. Let me see if I can figure out that one real quick. Vertical stream. We are on the studio. Scene one. No, we're in studio. So let's see if I can do that for you guys. Boop, boop, boop. Add source. Screen capture. Yeah, I mean, will it do display capture over here? Ah, there we are. May we? Okay, let's see. Add source. Okay, we're almost there. This is weird. Oh, I don't give a shit about that. All right, let's see here. Aha. Okay, almost there. So let me shrinkify this right here. And the only thing I think you can probably hear already. Maybe you can hear. You can already hear. So here we go. If you can see this, we're almost ready for you to see me play Ligarius. Okay, we'll see. Can you see? Everybody see that? Everybody can see that. Okay, here we go.
Who's this? Who's that knocks? Here is a sick man that would speak with you.
Caius Ligarius, that Metellus spoke of. Boy, stand aside. Caius Ligarius, how?
Thou say good morrow from a feeble tongue.
Oh, what a time you have chose, brave Caius, to wear a kerchief. Would you were not sick.
I'm not sick. If Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy the name of honor.
Such an exploit have I in hand. Had you a helpful ear to hear of it?
By all the gods that Romans bow before, I here discard my sickness. So, brave son do right from honorable loins. Now, like an exorcist is conjured up me mortified spirit. Now, bid me run, and I'll strive with things impossible. Yea, get the better of them. Oh, what's to do?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But are there not some whole we must make sick?
Aye, that must we also. What it is, my Caius, I shall unfold to thee as we are going, to whom it must be done.
Set on your foot, with a heart new fire I follow, to do I know not what, but it suffices that Brutus leads me on.
Aye, follow me then!
All right, so let's go here. I'm gonna hold on. Remove. Oopsie. Stop that, and get that out of there. Display capture. I'll fix this. I'll get a display. I'm not using the other software that I was using before, so hopefully audio output capture. I don't need that one either. Boopsie. Okay, so you can hear me, and hopefully you guys can hear me over on the other one. We're one more person engaged. Good morning, Royce. I hope I said your name right. I really need to make that bigger where I can see it. Good morning. How they go to it make yeah. I've wondered. That's a problem. Well, of course, in the story, obviously, I guess there's this warp bubble that surrounds the ship and protects everybody. Maybe, or they they're encased within it, some business, I don't know. But, anytime they're doing anything on the show and they're like, inertial dampers are offline, and when they talk about the speeds they're going and the things that are happening, and they say inertial dampers are offline, I'm like, oh my goodness, they're all dead. They'd all be dead. They'll be puddles of goo all over the walls. Anyway, yes, good morning, Ricardo O'Reilly. Yes, Chris plays Shakespearean Sneezy. I know. It's fun. It's fun. Actually, in this one here, I play 4 different roles. That one there, that's the only time you see Caius. They talk about Caius just before this, and then later on they talk about Caius too, but this is the only time you see Caius Ligarius. And but it was fun. That was a fun one. Just before this, I played Decius Brutus, and I'm going over to Cassius's house with the other conspirators, and we're actually convincing Brutus to make that final, come on, man, you can do it. And he can, right there, does the thing and decides he's going to kill Caesar. So then I do that. Then I come back as Ligarius, and then I go off the stage, and I come back again as Decius Brutus, and I go and convince Caesar to go to the Senate house where, he's going to get killed. It's fun. Yeah, I haven't Discorded in a while. And I haven't since I installed this new computer, set up this new computer too. So let me go here and close that. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Yeah, getting to play several characters was good. The last character, Pendarus, was a really fun one to play. It was a lot of fun. The whole thing was good times. There's a play coming up at the Albuquerque Little Theater. It's called Arsenic and Old Lace. And in that one, there's a Dr. Einstein. He's a plastic surgeon. Not Albert Einstein. I think he's like Alfred or something. It's a comedy. So I'm going to go down there and I'm on audition. It's got that character. He's got a German accent. And he's kind of drunk, a little drunk. So there's that guy. And then they have 2 beat cops that come along. If you've ever seen Arsenic and Old Lace. And they have supposedly Brooklyn accents. And I can do a pretty good Brooklyn accent when I want to. Whenever I'm focused and concentrating, when I'm not doing other stuff, I can do it pretty good. Most of the time. It's really, I don't know if it's Brooklyn or not. It's just my Bugs Bunny. It's what I do when I want to sound like Bugs Bunny. So I'm going to go audition for the roles and see how that goes. Discord link. Flocky, you have the Discord link. All right, let's see here. You need. All right, let's see. I'm going to go Discord and see if this works. It should work. And tell you the Discord link. Yes, there's the Linko del Discordo. All right. Hopefully. Does that work for you, Flocky? Flockmaster? Gile, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, it's a classic show. It looks like a fun one. I hate auditioning. Auditioning sucks. It creates a negative pressure environment, which means, that it sucks. I don't know. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting better at it. Normally, I don't even do any theater. Every couple of years, I go down and audition for the New Mexico Shakespeare Festival, and I've been lucky. And apparently, their pool of actors is so unfortunate that they've picked me. No offense to the other actors. What is my favorite Shakespeare play? Says Chemical Squirrel. Good morning, Chemical Squirrel. And Aline42. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. My favorite Shakespeare play, if I had to guess, I would say Lear. King Lear. Yeah. That's actually my goal is to one of these days, play Lear. Obviously, I'm kind of old, so I could do that now. Yeah, King Lear. I watched James Earl Jones do it on YouTube. You can go see it if it's still there. And I think it's like 1984 or some shit like that. In New York City, in the park. They did it in the park. It's really, really awesome. They did a fantastic job. Renee Auberginois, who played Odo from Star Trek, was in there too. Will Wigglestick. Yes, Wild Bill Wigglestick. The evil one is suggested. I really do need to get a new Bill Wigglestick together. I've recently been doing a lot of Shakespeare, so I've got a lot of monologues rolling around in the head, and so it wouldn't take a lot of effort to get Bill in here and record a new Wild Bill Wigglestick episode. We'll have to do that soon. There have been demands, and because part of the deal about getting the new computer was because the old one was, I mean, it was very old. Well, 10 years old for a computer, and editing was laborious, as you can imagine. So now I've got this one here, and I'm getting excited, hoping to do some new things. Taming of the Shrew was fun. It's been, some of them I haven't either seen or done since I was a kid. Taming of the Shrew I haven't seen since I was a kid. I don't normally do comedies. I do the dramas. But the Taming of the Shrew was good. Now Othello, I know about Othello. I'm aware of Othello, Iago, the plight, the circumstances, the betrayal, that sort of thing. I've never seen it, and I've never been in it. So I'm keen to see and or be in it. Goat Nandles, good morning. Oh, Coffeetown Atheist. Good morning, Coffeetown Atheist. I just still don't have Everyone Doesn't Die when... Oh, yeah. That's still... I wonder if it's just slow over there on the thing. Hey, did it not work, Miss Nonsense? Hold on, Miss Nonsense. There we go. And I'll see if it works over there on that chat over there. Aaron's soliloquy and Titus Andronicus is just the best. I haven't seen them. I'd have to check it out. I'm pretty fond of the Anthony soliloquy in the monologue. The Anthony monologue is a monologue. Whenever he's friends Roman countrymen, everybody makes fun of that one. Lend me your ear. That's it always gets ribbed because of that. But once you get past that, it's some really good stuff. It's I enjoy it. Coffee. Good morning, Too Skinny to Be Fat. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for being here. So that was kind of my I miss it already. It's been a couple of weeks. It's funny how, when you're doing it, you're like, oh man, I got to go to rehearsal tonight. Damn, I want to go, that sort of thing. All right, I got to go. I guess we may all go through that. I don't know. However, once it's over though, I'm like, oh. I really, here at least, I don't know about other places. And what I was going to say, normally all I do is the Shakespeare Festival. They'll take me, I'll do a Shakespeare play. And then whether I try out for the Shakespeare the following year or not, the festival, depends on whether or not, or what plays they're doing, obviously. And if they're doing two comedies, I usually won't, audition at all. So that'll be like a 2-year gap between plays for me. This time here, I decided I was going to, try to stay with it. So that's why I'm auditioning for other things. We'll see. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I really suck at it. I'm really bad. You know what they say, though? There's no such thing as courage without fear. Can't have bravery if you're not afraid. And I am one brave sumbitch because I am terrified. Auditioning, my friends, terrifies me. I can't express to you the fear I go through usually as I'm driving to the place to do the auditions. I remember, it's just, ouch. My first Shakespeare play audition, I didn't get a role at all in the New Mexico Shakespeare Festival. That was like 2017. I drove down there. Been preparing a monologue for quite some time. And I got down there, and you know how it is, being the yellow-bellied coward I am. I almost left. I started to leave. And I was like, because I can't do this. But I had the wife at home. We'd been married a couple of years, and I couldn't let her down. I couldn't not go in. She would be disappointed in me. And so that kind of kicked me in the door, and it keeps kicking me in the door. So there were auditions for Hamlet, and I got offered roles in Hamlet, just like in Julius Caesar, where it's several roles. I got offered one person, 3 roles, which indeed would have been fun, especially if you know how Shakespeare is. It's a lot of fun. Would have been a great thing, but I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to be the lead or a lead. I want to be, I don't want to be like a B or C actor. And if I don't ever say no, they're just going to keep sticking me there because I can do, like in this play, you see me here. If you watch the whole thing, whenever I get it done, I'm a plebeian, I'm a Caius Ligarius, I'm Decius Brutus, and I'm, oh man, damn it, what is his name? Pindarus at the end. And, I get to do all kinds of stuff. I get to kill Cassius, I get to kill Caesar, I get to kill Cinna. It's a lot of fun, but it's still not the lead character, and I just want to do leads. So I actually turned them down when they offered me that. It sucks. I should have taken it because it'd have been fun, but again, I feel like I got to stick to it, or I'll, yeah. Stage fright sucks. Oh, you never got stage fright? Too skinny? You never got? Oh, really? Yeah, I get stage fright. Terrified. I'm better now. You guys may not know this. When I started the Daily Atheist Morning Show back in 2019, because I did it for 2019 until it's like 2021, I think, somewhere in there. When I did it back then, I would get up every morning and I'd get ready for the show, and I would sit for like the half hour before the show, and I was just sit here and my stomach was all in knots, and I'd get all nervous and very, very anxious and all that. And that's part of the reason why the opening commercial, the reason why I opened, I'm like, hello, everybody, and blah, 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 blah. And then I run a little commercial. I started doing that because it's very anxietous for me. I start the show, but then I like, now it felt like it gave me a time to open up, start the show, and then take a quick breather and catch myself before I had to go into the show. And now I just kind of stopped. So now y'all are stuck with it. Good morning, Kelly Shearer. Thank you for being here this morning. You were all over the internet last night, room to room. McTime, stop being selfish with your teleporters. I want to use it to teleport Christians to the rapture. Oh man, if only. Goodness gracious. That's an interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. It's Christians, the fun ones. Let me see what we've got here for a second. Let me check this out. I'm gonna go over here. I know, I'm just testing you. Oh yeah, I forgot what show topic was. We've bounced off this before about how the Christianity is essentially just a big protection racket, on a spiritual level protection racket. Give unto me, or the Lord is going to kick your ass, right? And every week they come back and they're like, hey, you got some more for the Lord? The Lord is waiting out there and he needs some money. If you don't give the Lord, you might get hurt. The devil might come around and do bad things to you if we don't, give us your money, right? Anyway, so that's kind of what it's about this morning. Let's see here. But one of the other things I want to do, and I want to fix that for one. Why does that look that way? I'll fix that. One of the things I do want to do, it just hasn't got enough chat up there. Good. Welcome to the damn show, Mary Axe. Let's see. Got to pay to the top G. Yes, the top G does indeed need to be paid. Some dank ass weed. Yes. Chris the Devil is based. Anyway, so one of the things I want to start doing is I want to start doing something on the show. Now, I've created the Millstone newsletter, and of course, I just now rebuilt my computer, and that's why the show is so sparse, and there's nothing really here because I got to rebuild all the show again. But I'm going to start trying to bring more interesting things to the show and kind of track along the things that happen with the Millstone and the Theocracy Watch. So during the show, rather than just sitting here and ranting at the Christians in the chat, I will actually be going over some of the things that we've heard about over the weekend or some of that. I don't know if you guys have heard that like yesterday or the day before, it was there's this whole bunch of chaplains in the military are complaining because if you're not the right kind of Christian, even among Christians, you can't just be a Christian. You have to be a full right-wing Christian nationalist. If not, you don't get promoted. There's no promotions. There's things like that. This past issue of the Millstone, in fact, there were 40 new cases last week of sexual assault by members of the church or the cover-up of same by the church. Just last week, reports of that stuff. So are they going to be checking on the chaplain's T levels too? Maz, that's a great question. You never know. Well, the way Pete Hegseth is going, you just never know. I don't know how this is all going to play out. There should be some shame involved, but I don't know. I don't want to. It's crazy. With all the things going on in the world, these people are worried about that. People have too much or not enough testosterone or what? I don't know what the deal is. And, Pete Hegseth, the same guy who kicked all the all the trans people out of the military because, I guess they're too weak to be in the military for some reason. But he also is against them in sports because it's unfair against normal people. They have an unfair advantage. So I really don't know how that plays out in their heads. They have an unfair advantage, but they're also too. I don't understand. Well, in truth, I just play like I don't understand. We understand what it is. It's just religious bigotry is all. They're too much of a distraction for him. Yeah. Well, that's probably the way it is. He's got magazines at home, jacking off to chicks with dicks or dudes with boobs, and he's going off about himself. I have no doubt. It would absolutely not surprise me at all for this man to be the total hypocrite. What is it, tapping his foot under the door? So we'll see. Would not surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Some myth that gives powers over something. Oh, let's see. If you know its true name, can't remember what culture that's from. I think that's from several things. My highlighting thing is not working. I don't know why. Top layer, Chris Cam. I don't know why my highlighting thing isn't working. It was working yesterday, I thought. Anyway, but my thumbers thing is working. All right, so my chat is not catching up. Hegseth also said beards go against the war ethos, which is stupid as fuck. I tell you, that is, oh man. And then all the black men who they tried, I don't know if they succeeded to make it to where they couldn't grow beards, because there's a lot of them who have skin conditions that cause a lot of problems if you have to shave. If you let it grow out, it doesn't bother you, but if you have to shave, it really fucks them up. It sucks, and they force them to shave, and they're just cunts. Did I say that? That's actually an Australian word of endearment, because he can't grow a beard. Says chemical shot. Yeah. My mother used to tell me that you give power to things that you believe in. I still believe that now. I'm an atheist. There you go. Well, that's the whole deal. That's an interesting way of putting it. You give power to it. You give power to it over you. Those who believe in the religion, they'll be subservient to the religion. They give. Not only do they give power over them and allows them to control what they do, but then they also attribute anything that they do that is effective of power, of their own power, of their own agency. They give that away to this imaginary creature. It's really odd. Let's see. Good morning, Ravidale. Let's see. Well, there are things about the they don't like the gay people because it says what it says about not lying with another man. But in the same book it says that. It also says don't eat shellfish and don't cut the hair from the sides of your head. And, there are other things, but yet they don't have problems with that. Ravadell says the name of God still has power over me. It's just ingrained in my mind. That makes sense, really, for those of us who are raised Christian, sort of way. I was too. I don't believe there's a creature, but I'll still, for God's sakes, or I'll be like, God damn it, I still use phrases and things that came from my, lexicon. Yeah, I guess so. Ba-da-pum-pum-pum. Let's see here. Yes, our hair is curly, and when a lot of us shave, the hair is below the skin and often curls up and causes the ingrown hairs. Have a lot of them is really painful. See, that's the whole deal. And to me, cruelty is the point for them. They know that. They don't give a shit. I wouldn't be surprised if whenever Hegseth found that out, because I very much doubt he knew that when he made the rule. I don't think he probably knew that. He's not that, doesn't seem to be that culturally aware, if you know what I mean. But it does seem like he's the kind of person who would relish it once he found out. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't know how it ended up, but crotch tense. The best part is it is a mistranslation. It's supposed to say men shall not lay with boys as they lay with women. Thing is, the church did not like that. I would have to look into that and see. I would be interested to know if that were true. Yeah, it's weird how their relationship. A lot of times, it's like it's more about power than sexuality. In some cases, the angels who were being attacked by the horny horde of homosexual Hebrews at Lot's house, those angels, well, those horny horde of homosexual Hebrews, they weren't actually homosexuals, just about power, having power over the angels or the men there. It's kind of a cultural thing. Ryan was the one who turned me on to that. I was like, oh yeah, I guess so, technically. I've started saying bless you when people sneeze, says Atheist Electrician. Yeah. Gesundheit, whatever. Yeah, kind of thing. It's one of those things, it's just sometimes it's happened and I'm gone. It's already happened and I've moved on, doing a quick exchange with a stranger at a grocery store or whatever. Thank you. And they're like, bless you, have a great day. And I'm like, bless you too. Or they'll say, have a blessed day. And I'm like, you too. I don't know. I don't stop myself or correct myself or go be a douchebag about it. I got no time for that. Most of the time, I usually just let them live in their own little, odd, really, Kif. And you're also from Kif. You're in Scotland. Is that where you're at? Is that near the Macbeth Castle? I wonder how the actual Macbeth felt about the play. May the force be with you. That's not bad. Yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor. Sodom's crime was inhospitality. That's true. Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed because they were haughty, because they had much and gave little. They had food and wealth, and they gave nothing to the poor. And for other abominable acts, but it doesn't say what those acts are. What would they be? They could be almost anything, right? So, but yeah, it's the notion that it was they named sodomy after that because blah 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 blah. Kind of tells you the happy heretic. Good morning. Yes, we do have. Well, we sort of have the technical difficulties worked out so far. Ollie, when you pay Ollie, our computer engineer, with enough treats, he'll get shit done. It's just expensive. It's lots of treats. You've trained yourself to let almost all of the religious words go. That's a good one, big time. Good. And me too, normally, almost always, but I still catch myself. If it happens, I don't stress over it. I just move on. I make a mental note. Shit, but Too skinny. You know, I would be interested in looking into that too skinny, because that would make a difference. But I don't think, if we were to prove that, like going back to the ancient Hebrew and ancient Greek, and looking into that, whichever one it was, if we were to do that and proven correctly, they wouldn't care. They just wouldn't care. We've seen it on the show. They come in, they're like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, really? Let me show you. I'm going to show you. And if I show you here in your own Bible, you're just going to doubt it and deny it. You guys have seen it, right? Anyway, sometimes I wonder if they're real people. And the longer it goes on, the more I wonder that. How many of you bitches are real people? I've had people come in here and say, I'm not a real person. They think I'm an AI. Maybe it's because of the shitty camera quality. My lip. Hopefully my lips are in sync with the video now. Did I get that fixed? With any luck, it's in sync. Fingers crossed. Happy Heretic says you're only real 3 days a week. I know, it's taxing. I know. Let me do this right here. I'm gonna go here, and I have been. My new computer has been a lot of fun. Very excited, as you can imagine. Play some very good games. I've got World of Warships and Subnautica 2 that and I'm just not into either one of them, and it kind of sucks because I get this new computer. I'm playing it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty, but I don't have the draw. While you're up there captaining the ship, order ramming speed. I dare you. Hell yeah. The rest of the time I'm on autopilot. Oh yeah, gotcha. Oh, you know, not wrong. Oh, a new name in the chat. Scooter Roomster. Good morning. Says Rabbi Jesus flipped the tables because he didn't want to pay the Jewish tax. Nothing to do with Satan. Satan means opponent, not the devil. That's interesting. Good morning. Way to kick in the door. Yeah, that's kind of my understanding too. Yeah, he. Yeah. I don't really. Well, is it? I don't know if that was only that. I would have to look more into it. I think some of it had to do with they were doing things outside the temple and charging money for it, instead of people going into the gym. I don't know. I thought there was more to it than that. That may be all it was, though, was some kind of tax. I haven't read that in a while, but I thought there was more to it than that. Not that that's wrong, just that there was more to it than that. Like they were selling God merch or something. I don't know. Just got in some Faraday bags, tested them out on my mom's phone. Works great. Wow. Fuck the flock cameras and anyone who supports them. Yeah, I only recently heard about them because I'm old. Aaron Sarker, in the Boy series, Firecracker, said what does people want to believe, that you belong to a group of warriors fighting a secret evil, or that you're a useless nobody that no one will remember? That's kind of that's a good point. I mean, if I understand what you're saying. I wonder that myself sometimes, in that I feel compelled to do something. I don't know why. I've got to do something or be something, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. Why do I do theater? Why do I do this? There's something in my head that makes me want to go do these things so I can leave some kind of mark. And I ask myself, what about all these people that don't care about any of that? They just go to work at the 7-Eleven or the, Quickie Mart or whatever, and that they don't give a shit. They go home, they have and that's the end of their day. And they don't give a shit about none of those other things. And I just kind of wonder how so many people can go without that kind of motivation. Or am I broken? Maybe I'm just broken. I may be broken. It was essentially, let's see, that guy, good morning, that guy. It was essentially they were turning the courtyard of the temple into a marketplace, buying, selling, currency exchanges. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There are oftentimes with the rich. There's this notion. I don't know. There's this conflated notion about the wealthy, about sacrificing, about taxes, about the balance, render unto Caesar, right? But by the same token, render unto God. My frame rates look like shit. I noticed it. I just happened to look up and I see I got a really low frame rates. I don't know why. Is it coming back up? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, sorry about this, guys. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Is it back? It looks like we're coming back up. Maybe it was my internet. Are you there? Ba weep, ground on weep, ninny bond? How to roll? Are you there? Okay. Ooh, DCLJ. Put you in timeout. That's what they did with Jesus. This guy will be doing... Hold on. Let me pull up this thing over here. Is it showing up? Why is it not showing up over here? Oh, I got it. I know why. Select live sources. There it is. Let's go active. There it is. So that now their chat should show up over here. Awesome sauce. So, good morning, Ryan. Thank you for joining us. And I saw a name, somebody talking, DCJL. All right, let me come here. Let's see. Oh, DCJL. No. DCJL. I just got a new computer. It's all fucked up. So bear with me. Says, put you in timeout. That's what they did with Jesus. They thought they could stop the truth by killing Jesus. Let's see. Hold on a second. This guy has a podcast trying to prove God does not exist, but has never succeeded. Are you talking about me or are you talking about somebody else? Me? Talking about a God that does not exist, does that not need attention? Okay. Well, so this guy will be doing this until the day he dies and will never prove God does not exist. You have, perhaps, it's DC, you have a misunderstanding of my mission. I'm not here to prove that God doesn't exist. I don't think I've said that at all. I'm not here to prove God doesn't exist. It's just, how do you do that? How would you do that? How do you prove something that doesn't exist doesn't exist? How do you do that? How do you, it's... No, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to show you how ignorant the religion is, how wrong it is, how disgusting it is, how convoluted it is. Our friend here in the chat, Rick, says, good morning, William Gardner, says, I didn't realize how many times Jesus lied to his people. Well, yeah, several times, in fact. And to the prosecutors who are arresting him, the people who are interrogating him, he lied. Let's see, talking to the man behind you. Let's see. Empress Lizard. 2,000 years and counting is a long time. Let me see if my chat's finally coming all together now. Sorry, guys, it's a mess. DCL, which one atheism? No, I did not miss you. Did not at all. There was a distinct lack of an odor, I guess, but other than that, no. So yeah, that's my thinking. Let me do this right quick. I'm going to give Mike Matthew Danick. I've seen God after I read the Bible. I know God exists. Hook me up to a lie detector if you want. Matthew, great. Because you believe you met God, even if you believe, that doesn't mean anything. There are sanitariums, mental houses, mental institutions, full of people who have seen God. And every time you mention that in my chat, I really wonder if you're not one of the people who should be in one of those places. the more you press and claim that you have actually met God, the more I think you should probably be in one of those places. The more I believe you should probably not be allowed around children. Yeah. Let's see. Love your Southern accent. Thank you, Sean. Sean at Gothic. Sean. Shawnee? That's cool. Shawnee Gothic TV. Thank you, Shawnee. I can't get rid of it. I tried. I just can't. I can do other accents pretty good. I cannot, I don't think, do a standard American accent. I can do a New York accent, like a Brooklyn is what I was doing earlier. I can do an Irish accent. I can do English accents. I just can't seem to do an American. Just a boring. I try though. So, just because DCJL says why? Just because you deny him, you think I'm mad? No, because you make claims that you can't back up. That's why. Because, yeah, you and a million other people just like you, a bunch of crazy folk. If you could, you would. But no, you go around listening to, oh, yeah, I talk to God. Yeah. Matthew says, nice insults. I'm glad you appreciate them. I do work hard on them. Obviously, as you can see, I fired off 3 brain cells. That's all it took, really. I mean, I think what the deal is I'm just kind of tired. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping good lately. I think it's my new medication. Or maybe all the sinning I've been doing. I don't know. And I'm just tired and a grumpy bitch. Let's hear a bit of Scots then, Chris. I haven't done a lot of Scottish accent. I would need practice. I do Father Flanagan all the time. You've heard Father Flanagan. You should read the hadith of Muhammad's first revelation. Why? I mean, don't say because it's this. Tell me why you want me to read it. Because I want you to realize how disgusting what Muhammad said is compared to Christianity, rather than go, well, tell me why. What do I give a shit about what Muhammad's first revelation? I don't care. I really don't. I don't. Nope. Don't. I don't even care what Jesus' first revelation was. Most Christians don't either, so what do you care? The earliest books of Jesus don't mention that, you would think, being of a virgin birth, you would think that'd be really important. You'd think that'd be something worth mentioning. But why is it they don't have that? Why is it not mentioned in the earliest books of... Well, because they just kind of made it up later, isn't it? Anyway. Don't get the mind in the gutter. Let's see, 101. Gabriel, good morning. These are just your opinions. All of your proofs, contradictions, or falsehoods are just outright lies or twisted out of context scripture. Why should we believe you? Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't believe me at all. No. They are my opinions. That's true. Most of the time. All of my proofs are of contradictions or falsehoods are just outright lies. No. I mean, there are contradictions in the Bible. I can't, because I just rebuilt my show, I don't have the ability to show the screen. I can, but it's just a pain in the ass. However, I will give you a link to a website that if you want to see the contradictions, it'll give you, if you think, oh, well, there's like 5 or 6, you're going to be surprised. So I'm going to give you this website here. It's called lyingforjesus.org /Bible-contradictions. That's the thing. You go there and you'll see. Let me give you this here, because you don't believe that there's any contradictions, of course. So why would you believe me? Don't believe me. I'm just a lying jackass on the internet. There you go. Boopsie. And then let's see. My are just outright lies. Or twisted out of context. See, that's one of the good things about me. I'm guessing you don't watch my show regularly, I'm guessing. Oh, you're a new person. Gotcha. Okay, so you know how, okay, all right, so you don't know how the show works. Okay. So here's what I usually do. I usually take your Bible word for word and not out of context, my friends. It's Christians that tend to do that. And I show you how disgusting your religion is, your God creature is. That's what I do. And you can cry out of context, all you want. But we know it's not, and you know it's not. Like that time where Jesus is telling people, the relationship between God is like the relationship between a slave and his master. And sometimes a slave knowingly disobeys his master, does bad things, and that slave needs to be beaten with many blows. But there are slaves who do wrong and don't know they did wrong. And those slaves should be beaten with few blows. So that's Jesus using slavery as a metaphor with a relationship of God, telling you to beat innocent slaves who didn't know they were doing wrong. Isn't that a shitty kind of metaphor? Now, you can go read that for yourself. Yeah. The Bible is not monotheistic. Just look at the Old Testament Psalms. God has taken his place in divine council and amidst the gods he holds judgment. There are several times where God creature talks about there being other gods or other people in his commune. Anyway, let's see. Isn't it Genesis chapter 3? Let me look at this. I want to see here. Genesis 3. Whenever God lies to Adam and Eve, and the serpent tells them the truth, the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat from the fruit of the garden, but not from the fruit of this tree, because it will surely kill us. You will not certainly die," the serpent said to the woman. "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." They ate from the tree. They did not die. And look, down here at the bottom of the chapter, at the bottom of the same scripture, it says, "The man has now become like one of us," like the serpent said, "like one of us, knowing good and evil." Who's us? Who are the us that he's talking? Now, if you're out there going, "Well, they were going to die. They were never going to die. They were going to live forever. But now that they've eaten from the tree, their life has a time span." Well, that's not true. They were not going to live forever. Right here, it tells you the reason. It tells you. So the Lord, it says, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the fruit of the tree of life and eat. For if he does, and live forever." So the Lord. So yeah, take from the tree of life and eat and live forever. So he wasn't going to live forever. He was not going to. So God lied. He said they would die when they ate the fruit. They did not die. The serpent said they would not die and they would gain knowledge. They did gain knowledge, which God creature acknowledged at the end of it, right there. "The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and Eve and clothed them. And then the Lord God said, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good of evil." That's verse 22. Verse 5. "For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." So that's kind of what I do. Did I lie to you just there? No. Did I take it out of context? No. That's my job. Do you have an atheist friend or family member who's a good person and you don't want to see them end up in hell? But now they're on their deathbed. Time is running out. They've been there for you and now you want to be there for them. But how can you save them from your all-loving, forgiving God and its eternal lake of fire? Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. No more worries of loved ones meeting their resolution without absolution. Now you too can force your faith on the weak and helpless in their final moments. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles are designed specifically for the weak and infirmed. Extra large type for failing eyes seeing their last. Deluxe editions come complete with a post-mortem Mother Teresa would have approved baptismal kit. Also available in heathen and heretic versions. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. Coming to a Walmart near you. And we are back. Good morning, Sean and Alexander. Don Wagner, thank you for joining us. Matthew Danovic says, so every slave should have did something wrong. No, that's not even what I said. What the verse is saying, here's the thing. You have a slave, and that slave does something wrong. Two states of knowledge can be in that slave's mind. One way, he did something wrong, and he knew he was going to do something wrong. He meant to do something wrong. The other way, he did not mean to do something wrong. Okay. Either one of those should be punished according to Jesus. That doesn't mean you have to have a slave who has certainly done something wrong. That's not what we're saying at all. Just saying, when you have one that has done something wrong, either he knew he was doing it or he didn't. And even if he didn't, Jesus says to beat him. That's kind of the point. Justice for Snick says, Odd Mod. Thank you, Kiff. Out of context indeed, my friend. Out of context indeed. Jesus, yeah. Don Wagner says, Jesus said before Abraham, I am the biggest liar in the history of the world. Don Wagner, I'm going to give you even more ammo. Would you like more ammo about that before I am? Go look up the verse. Go look it up. Yeah, I believe, I'm going to look it up real quick. Jesus says essentially something that the people around him misunderstand, that they think he's claiming to be God. And he's like, no, something. And then he says at the end of it, he says this line right here, before Abraham, I am. That's what it is. Anyway, so that's what he said. Yep, before Abraham, I am. Which they believe is him claiming to actually be God creature. And the people around him picked up stones and they were going to stone him, and he ran away and hid. That's what the next line says. Before Abraham was I am. John 8. You know how I feel about the book of John. It's just fan fiction. I mean, it's the worst kind. John 8. But, we do it. They use it. We do it. Let's see. John 8 went to the Mount of Olives. Ooh, yeah, baby. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. All right, let's see. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, so check this out. It is kind of the way I said it at first. So, the Jews answered him, are we right in saying that you are a Samaritan and a demon possessed? They're talking to Jesus. This is Jesus' claims about himself. This is John chapter 8, verses 42. Jesus said to them, if God were your father, you would love me. For I have come here from God. I have not come on my own. God sent me. Notice all the separating language. All the times he says, I am not God. God is somebody else. He does that all the time. Anyway, why is my language not clear to you? Hold on a second. Hold on, I missed something. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, yep. So he does. Essentially what he says here is that he tries to equate that he is God. You are not yet fit. Jesus replied, if I glorify myself, my glory means nothing. My Father, whom you claim as your God, is the one who glorifies me. Though you do not know him, I know him. If I said I did not, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him and obey his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. And they said, you are not yet 50 years old, they said to him, and you have seen Abraham? Claiming, because Abraham obviously is long dead. And you're claiming to have seen Abraham? And Jesus says, very truly, I tell you, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. Okay, so there's that one for all your little religious people out there. Yep, Jesus said I am. All right, so that's cool. At this, they picked up stones to stone him, and Jesus raised a mighty hand and smited all of them before them with the might of God. That's not what it says. I'm sorry, that's not what it says. It says they picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus hid himself, slipping away from the temple grounds. And that's how the chapter ends. Yes. I remember whenever they're like, hey, before this I am. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's go look at that. There's another one, too. That other one, John 10:30. Let's go there. John 10:30. Let's do that one. Because it's also the same way. 10:30. Here we go. This is the one I was thinking of. Okay. I'm not going to read all that. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. I give them eternal life and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hands. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hands. I and the Father are one. He's talking about how they agree, the Father, and he agrees on the flock of his sheep. But you notice how he kind of leaves it out there to where it kind of sounds like he's saying he and God are one. If you kind of, and you know what? The people there at the time also thought that. So the Christians out there go, John 10:30, Jesus said the Father and I are one. Yeah, but they leave off all the rest. The rest. Again, his Jewish opponents picked up stones to stone him. Okay. So he said, the Father and I are one, and they picked up stones to stone him. But Jesus said to them, I have shown you many good works from the Father. For which of these do you stone me? Notice again, he uses separating language. I have shown you works from the Father, which is a separate person. For which of these do you stone me? Okay. Now, we know why they're fixing to stone him. Because he claimed, I and the Father are one. We know that. That's why they're going to stone him. We are not stoning you for any good work, they replied, but for blasphemy. Everybody in this room knows that's why. Because you, a mere man, claim to be God. Okay? Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods? If he called them gods to whom the word God came and scripture cannot be set aside, what about the one whom the Father set apart as his very own and sent into the world? Why then do you accuse me of blasphemy because I said I am God's son? But that's not what he said, is it? That is not indeed not what he said. The Father and I, who has given me greater right, the Father and I are one, was what they were picking up the stones about. Not because he said that he was their son. He was God's son. And we all know that. But he was about to get his ass stoned for claiming to be God. So here, Christians, he denies that he was claiming to be God. He's like, oh, no. All right, so then why do you accuse me of blasphemy? Do you not believe me unless I do the works of the Father? But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me and I in the Father. Okay? Again, they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasp. Jesus ran away, runs away. He doesn't use his almighty power. No, doesn't do anything, runs away. So, good morning. Oh, hey, look, Odd Mods. Oh, are you having was the buffer going? I don't know what's going on with the thing. Something is amiss with the new computer. I'm gonna do the thing. Let me do this, guys. Today is Friday. I'm gonna leave early and I'm gonna go do something. But wait, I gotta ask. Chris didn't pay his protective money for God. That's right. And see, I can't really see this number down here. Normally it's, let me see if I know why. Damn it. Why you gotta be a jerk? Yeah. Now it says it's up there fast enough. Well, this is our first time. Well, yesterday we didn't have these problems, did we, guys? We didn't have this kind of problem yesterday. We had all kinds of problems, just not that kind of problems. Let's see. Christopher Bearer of Christ. Man. Let's see what's going on here with Christopher. See user history. What's up, atheists, my friends? Yeah, it's almost the weekend finally. What's we learning today of Divinity of Christ? Are you talking to somebody? You might be. You might have been talking to somebody in the chat. Then we see how the nations that have traditionally been Christian for years have become some of the most powerful nations in the world. That's exactly right. Like Japan and India. Oh, wait a second. Just because Christianity dominated the world at a certain time doesn't mean you should attribute things to Christianity that doesn't deserve. Oh, yes, scientists back in the day, 1100s, 1200s, 1500s, they may have been Christians. Ask yourself, though, honestly, how many of those Christian scientists would have been put to death had they admitted that they were atheists? That is not a zero number. That's not a zero number. Let's do this. And go. And go. Did I not do holy halos? No holy halos for you guys then. Postmortem baptismal kiss. We didn't do postmortem baptismal kiss, did we? Let's do the Pharaoh's curse for my friends. Is this thing on? Hello, McFly. What the hell? Sorry, guys. New computer. New computer. All right, go. And go. Here we go. And go. Don Wagner says the Quran has several sensible statements, but it doesn't confuse people to believe Jesus is God. Yeah, it doesn't. No, Jesus is a prophet. He was a prophet. He was not a God. He was not God. He never claimed to be God. God even said, "You're not me, you're somebody else." They don't care about that shit. They want to focus on these two times in the book of John, which is not actually Jesus or any of the... No, this is all fan fiction. And in these two instances where he does say it, both times he's confronted with the stone. And both times he runs away. Not using his wonderful powers. Both times he runs away. Let me go here. Why the fuck? Bear with me. Maybe that's my internet kind of freaked out or something. My network? Maybe I need to restart my network. Oh. It is down. Let me see if that'll do it. Hold on a second. Connecting, disconnected, connecting. Sorry, guys. Looks like my router, maybe? Let's see.
Mi burrito es tan bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear.
We're back. Yeah, it's one of my little commercials. Christopher, Bearer of Christ, said, laugh my ass off. What is this? The Pharaoh's Curse song is about Abraham, you know, the father of the Abrahamic religion. The one that, you know, Jesus is one of the main prophets of. The founder of the Abrahamic religion gave his sister wife to the Pharaoh. Yes, she was his sister, and she was his wife. And he gave her to the Pharaoh for coin, cattle, and slaves. And then the Pharaoh gave her back saying, she's given me a disease. Oh, what does that mean? Anyway, so he gave her back and sent them on their way with all the wealth that they had acquired. They had acquired so much wealth that he and Lot had to go their separate ways. Lot was his nephew. They had to go their, so they had gained so much wealth. Must have been some kind of coochie. Until the burning started. All right, guys, I'm up. Come here and see if I can get it even. this thing on drugs or what? I'm going away, guys. You have a wonderful day. I'm gonna beat my computer with this thing. I'll see you later. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink,